How's it going? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone. Today we're going to talk about how to do out of phase or series hookups with a Telecaster because it's a little bit different. How's it going? My name is Dylan. If you've not seen our channel before, check it out. We've got about, 275 videos or something that do all kinds of stuff about guitar tech and guitar tone and all kinds of stuff like that. Please check it out. And if you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. We have new content coming out every week. Today we're going to talk about hooking up pickups to a Telecaster when you have phasing issues or you want to do something cool like, put both pickups in series or something. It's a little different with a Telecaster because of the way the grounding is on the guitar, and so we kind of have to modify that to make phasing correct sometimes. For instance, let's say you want to replace just your neck pickup or just your bridge pickup, and you hook it up and everything's cool, and then you put it in the middle position and it sounds all nasally and weird, kind of like my voice does today, probably because it's out of phase. Well, the normal way you would fix that is you would just switch the wires, right? You would make the hot ground and the ground hot. The problem on a Telecaster is on the bridge pickup, the string ground, because our strings are always grounded somehow, is grounded typically through the base plate. So here's how this works. You've got your ground wire, comes through and it's soldered to the base plate of the pickup. It's a steel base plate. Then when you screw the pickup into the bridge, like this, then it's grounded to the bridge. Then the bridge is then grounded to the strings because the strings go over the saddles. That is how the strings are grounded typically in a Telecaster. Then what happens is, if you just switch the wires, then all of a sudden your strings become hot. You end up with all kinds of weird hums. Sometimes it kills the sound altogether. It just kind of depends on the setup, but it does all this weird stuff and we can't have that. So then the easy way to do it would be to maybe switch the pickup wires on the neck pickup. The problem there is on the back of the neck pickup, because covers of pickups usually have to be grounded so that they don't buzz when you touch them, there's the same problem. You have this ground wire, right? If you just switch them, then the ground wire becomes hot, which makes the pickup cover become hot, and it goes and does all kinds of weird stuff when you touch it, or sometimes if the strings were to touch the metal cover, it will actually kill the sound altogether. So how do we fix this? There's a couple of different ways. One way is we can go ahead and just snip this ground right here, okay? So that the pickup right here is grounded completely separately, and then you can just switch the wires. So then what you'd have to do after you snip that is you would have to run a third wire, okay? And that would have to go from underneath the bridge. So usually I just use a piece of pushback wire and I run it from here down through here and ground it to the back of the pot and make sure it touches the bottom of the bridge. So now that is a separate ground for your strings. Then you can switch your pickup wires whichever way you want. The alternative way to do that would be to snip the wire on the neck pickup and then run a third wire from just the cover down to the ground. In my opinion, that's a little bit more complicated, so actually I like to use the other way, where I ground it from underneath the bridge to the controls. And then it separates the ground of the pickup and the ground of the strings, and then you can do whatever you want with hooking up your pickup. That way, if you mix and match pickups, if you have out of phase problems, you can correct those and not have buzzes and pops and snaps and stuff. Be very careful that you don't mess with, the wires here and ruin the pickup itself. But if you stay on the back side of the pickup over here, chances are you won't have any issue because most of them are done this way. On some less expensive Telecasters, they will have a little wire with a little eyelet because the bobbin is plastic, and you can just unattach it from there and run a wire from that eyelet to the ground and do it like that. A couple of different ways you can do it on the less expensive style Telecaster pickups. Hopefully that helps, because we always like when people modify and do cool stuff and change stuff around, but that's a little bit of a pitfall. That's a little bit different with Telecasters specifically because of how they ground everything. Hopefully this helps. My name is Dylan. This has been Dylan Talks Tone. If you have any questions about this or anything else to do with guitars and building them and taking them apart and putting them back together and getting certain sounds or wiring or anything like that, please let us know. And let us know what kind of modifications you want to do on your Tele, because it's a great platform for messing around and doing. Obviously this one right here has been messed with and changed around. Super fun stuff. What mods have you done to your Telecaster style guitar? My name is Dylan. This is Dylan Talks Tone. We'll talk to you next time.